Inaugural Team Rank Friday, and I am joined by my two lovely teammates, Mange
What's up?
and Imbolc.
Hello.
So our first game is going to be between our very own Team Rank 5 number 5 seed, JesusC, piloting Mage, Warlock, Hunter, and Paladin, playing against the number 5 seed player from Pure Strategy, Solkanar, and he will be piloting Warlock, Paladin, Hunter, and Warrior. So a lot like the game we casted yesterday, these players brought three of the very same decks, or same classes rather, and the difference that sticks out is between Mage and Warrior. So just looking at their lineups, we'll start with you, Mage. Who do you think has the advantage going into this?
Well, one person is a member of Team Rank 5, and the other person is not a member of Team Rank 5, so obviously JesusC has the slight edge. Yeah.
And what about you, Imbolc? What do you think?
Well, we seem to have identical lineups other than the Mage and Warrior. So it really depends on, I guess, what they're going to ban and also what kind of, archetypes are they bringing. Paladin, you can go a couple different ways with that. Same with Hunter, Mage, Warlock. So really without knowing what specific type of class they're playing, kind of hard to see. But with them having fairly similar lineups, I think it's just going to come down to kind of the ban and how that affects both of their lineups.
Yep.
And just looking, if you are in either player's shoes, obviously you're kind of in JesusC's shoes because we're such a tightly knit unit that everybody in THL apparently wants to be a part of. What do you think the ban is here?
For Jesus?
Yeah.
I am fairly sure that he's going to ban Warrior. He was talking to me about it earlier, and he really likes how his lineup matches up with Solkanar's.
You are correct.
If he can just ban the Warrior.
They are in.
Started banning?
Yes, and
Oh,
Jesus
wow.
does ban the Warrior.
I should probably spectate, huh?
And Solkanar has decided to ban Jesus' Paladin.
Actually, that does not look like a basic Paladin deck, so there might be,
Some miscommunication.
yeah, maybe some miss up on the how ban
Or
works.
maybe he
He
just
also-
didn't
he
go
also-
with basic.
Let's say, yeah, he also brought his own Paladin, so he might have just,
Yeah, and Jesus queued up Magni, so... Can you do a basic Magni deck?
Yeah.
Well, I hope that, like, Murloc Raider isn't in his Warriors, though.
So I do think that was in fact the ban. I think Solkanar did just queue up his Paladin list. So now we're looking at Warlock, Paladin, and Hunter on the part of Solkanar, and Mage, Hunter, and Warlock on the part of JesusC.
So he banned Jesus' Paladin, correct?
Yes.
Correct.
With that in mind, what do we think that Solkanar is going to open up with?
Well, they're not giving us a lot of time to dissect it. We're going to open with a Hunter Mirror.
A Hunter Mirror. Alright. And that's a Stranglethorn Tiger in Solkanar.
It is.
So we can expect a more mid-range Hunter from Solkanar.
Yeah, I would think so.
I would hope so.
And Jesus, I don't actually know exactly what list he's bringing. With Quickshot in there, I would think it's more hybrid-y, but this hand doesn't really tell us. But the faster deck is going to win this matchup the vast majority of the time.
With the Hunter Mirror is the faster Hunter usually wins.
Flare is a big card.
Oh,
Yeah.
yes it is.
And that makes sense because with Jesus' lineup, he has both Hunter and Mage. So there's an opportunity for some secret hate to catch some value.
Interesting that Solkanar banned Paladin if he's going to tuck in anti-secret cards. I feel like he could have pinned Jesus onto 3 separate secret decks.
Yeah.
Yeah. He may have been worried that it was mid-range Paladin, and
Yeah.
then that, he may not have wanted mid-range Paladin against his lineup. Like, it would have done pretty good against this mid-range Hunter, and then we don't know what kind of Warlock or Paladin he's playing. But it could have been a situation where he didn't like mid-range Paladin against his lineup.
Definitely.
So
Did that over secrets.
that Alex pulled another Houndmaster for Solkanar, so now Jesus is a little bit more aware of what just exactly what kind of deck that Solkanar is.
And seeing both Horse Rider and Sergeant in Jesus' hand should tell us that he's playing a faster deck. And so Jesus right now needs to look to just push as much damage as he can, I think. And he's going to go with an abusive Sergeant?
Yeah, don't like the abusive here.
No, it's not very mana efficient, and he doesn't need to trade up into anything.
Nope, I would totally just would like him to drop the Mad Scientist, go face with the other scientists, be the aggressor. He knows. Oh boy.
Well, okay, he decides to just push face damage. Good for him. Maybe he's afraid of both scientists dying and not getting 2 traps out of it.
Yeah, I think that's probably what's happening, and that's kind of a tell. Well, it's not a tell to Solkanar, but it's a tell to us as viewers that he's only running explosive, or a single trap, assumably explosive.
Solkanar is going to trade back, though, so I guess Jesus does score a little bit of extra damage there, but now he has 2 3-mana plays, and they're both good, so I don't see any way he's not going with them.
Yeah, between the Horse Rider and the Companion, which one would you prefer here?
I think I would Companion, because I believe all 3 of them are very good rolls at the moment. But you're guaranteed to push charge with the 2-1, so that's not bad either.
This is gonna stick around, and maybe you could save Companion for situations where you might need a kill command or something. I don't know. I don't think there's a wrong answer. I think both are fine.
Solkanar, meanwhile, is definitely clogged in his hand right now. He just doesn't have a lot to immediately impact the board. I think we may see Unleash the Hounds come down. He tests for snakes. He doesn't find it.
Either that, or I wonder if he wants to flare now.
He might just.
He's gonna go with a Naked Houndmaster, which is gonna allow Jesus to just continue pushing the damage.
That's a little. I think it's a little bit of a misplay. He could have Houndmastered the Creeper. Before.
Yeah, and then traded.
Yeah.
Maybe he was afraid of Freezing Trap.
That makes sense.
Jesus here, I think now is definitely the time to drop the Animal Companion. Just my own. You could also Glaive Zuka Hero Power, which he is going to go the route of. That's going to push a lot of damage.
I really like Glaive Zuka Hero Power.
And all of a sudden, Jesus has his opponent down to 13 life. He's got a weapon with another charge, and he has another Animal Companion.
He's in a really good spot right here.
Yeah.
That explosive trap is going to push 2 more damage. Whenever
Well,
assuming it doesn't get flared.
Yeah.
And here comes the flare.
Speak of the devil. So, if he thought that was freezing last turn, then he probably should have flared first, no?
Probably.
He just felt like he could proc the freezing without losing too much value, so he wanted to save the flare, I suppose.
I'm guessing. And he just loads up the board. If Jesus can find Unleash the Hounds here, this is disgusting.
But Solkanar does take back board control. Oh, quick shot.
Jesus finds more face damage.
More face damage. So
are we finally going to see the Companion?
I think Companion has to come down here. If you find Huffer, this is all but game over.
Yes.
Another play that you could potentially see him do is like Mad Scientist, Worgen Infiltrator, and a Hero Power, just to keep pushing damage. There's nothing to really silence, so you probably won't see an Owl.
Well, there is the Scientist. Do you think he'll worry about that?
Yeah, like it's there, but I don't think so. Excuse me.
Who to shoot?
Definitely looks like he's favoring the Scientist play. Having seen one flare, I think you can hope that your other explosive trap will get some face damage value.
Now.
Oh, there's the Companion. And he rolls a Huffer. That's just absolutely brutal.
So
if you are a member of Pure Strategy. I think it's fantastic.
I think you just Hero Power here. Just... well, he had a chance to set up lethal by Hero Powering.
Yes, he did.
But he's going to miss out on that opportunity.
Yeah, there's really no reason to quick shot a turn early.
Nope, not at all.
No, this freezing trap's going to stop any charge damage that Jesus can draw into, so he will be on a kill command or another quick shot or a explosive.
Oh, and he is absolutely punished.
Well, actually, no. This will be play. This will be 5 mana. Oh no. Okay, so
Now, if you're
Yeah.
Jesus here, you really don't want to play any minions because there's no reason to. You know your opponent's not going to heal himself, but he is going to drop 2 minions. Does this give Solkanar a possible out with
I think it
Unleash?
might.
Well, it definitely
Nope.
doesn't now because he drops a top deck's a web spinner.
That was 7, 9, 10, 12. So he would have been 1 off with Kill Command.
Wow, incredible. Whoa, what about Argent Warhorse?
Warhorse won't do it either because that's only 5 and he's losing 2 damage plus losing hero power. So I don't think there's a way out of this.
So as long as JesusC can hit that hero power button, he's going to take a 1-0 lead.
So sometimes Jesus struggles with finding lethal on ladder.
Uh-huh.
We're gonna have to see if he finds this one.
Well, let's hope he does, because he's staring down an awfully big board otherwise. Unless Solkanar swings into it. Well, he now has plenty of chances to find said lethal.
Oh,
And he just... no BM even out of JesusC. Wonderful.
which is really unusual for anyone that has run into him on ladder. He's one of the most prolific BMers in North America.
So that's one deck out of the way for Jesus. He's now got Mage and Warlock to use to combat his opponent's Paladin, Warlock, and Hunter. If you're Jesus, what are you trying to get out of the way next, do you think?
I think looking at Solkanar's lineup, that's a face hunter, and then there's
no,
No,
that'd
that's
be
a mid-range Hunter.
oh, I'm sorry, a mid-range hunter. Yeah, I think knowing that that's a mid-range hunter, I would go into the Warlock, hoping that Solkanar just requeues.
yeah, I would agree there. I think you think maybe he plays his Hunter again as mid range, and if you're Jesus and you're running a Zulok, then that would be a matchup that you'd like to queue into.
Yeah, you're slightly favored as the Zoo in that matchup.
Otherwise, if you're Solkanar, do you queue up again, or do you maybe go? Like I see Paladin would, if it's mid range, would have
The slight advantage.
would have some good matchups. We see it's a secret Paladin from Solkanar, so he does switch off, and Jesus goes with the Zoo here.
So Jesus gets the Warlock into Solkanar's what appears to be a mid. Oh no, there's a secret in his hand with the Hammer of Rat. So it's probably some sort of in between. Jesus has a very nice starting hand. He has 2 egg activators to go with his egg.
And of course the turn 1 Flame Imp.
And we see
Everybody
a Flame
expects
Juggler in the hand of Solkanar even. Shielded
So Minibot-
Minibot. Yeah, one of the better answers to Flame Imp.
Yeah.
Jesus opts to put down the egg to maybe buff it later with the Direwolf Alpha, or maybe the Defender of Argus in 2 turns from now.
Yep, he didn't life tap, which is a step in the right direction.
Sometimes
So-
struggles a little bit.
Oh,
So we see Flame Juggler, Hammer Rat, Sylvanas. This is a little bit different Secrets Paladin
That's
than the standard list we're seeing.
that is a really good top deck for
yeah,
him.
yeah, you have to play that on curve here, right?
I think you do. You get a 3/5 and a 4/4. Both of those dwarf your opponent's board.
Mhm.
I think it's a no-brainer, to be honest.
And he is electing
Yeah.
to go with it,
He's
maybe?
thinking hard about it.
You know his voice in his head is saying, what would Mange do?
Yeah, he's like, why? That seems to be his thought process. Is like, what turn can I make for Mange to yell at me?
And
he
speaking of good top decks, Solkanar hits his True Silver going into turn 4, which will
Well,
definitely
he's-
help him come back. But he's still a turn off
still
of
a
it.
man off, still a man
Yeah.
off, so he won't be able to quite put it down yet. But that's definitely going to be really big.
This Avenge is also strong. So
Yes, it
the
is.
2 of you are both better Zoo players than I am. After you presumably play this to, oh, maybe with Implosion you're not playing Defender of Argus now.
I still really like Defender of Argus here. There's not
Yeah.
really any better targets in the deck than a 4/4 and a 3/5.
Okay, so now are you trading or are you just pushing face damage?
I would be afraid of things like Blessing a King, so I think I might trade. That might be the wrong play.
Knowing
He's
it's
good.
Avenge? Yeah.
He's going full ham.
Yeah.
Well, he has
And
Direwolf, he has Doomguard, he has Implosion. He's got ways to get damage.
it's hard to
squeaking
argue
in.
against that line of play.
Yeah, I mean,
hitting
knowing
his
what his
opponent's
opponent has
hand.
in his hand, it's almost impossible to play against this line.
Gets a teeny bit punished with True Silver. Well, not. I mean, he can now True Silver and run the 5/5 or the 1/1 into the 5/5. He's gonna choose the Owl instead.
And that 3/3 still trades really favorably with the board, so I'm not sure that Owl is accomplishing much.
No, I think the True Silver and
Reporting for duty.
I believe the 1/1 and the True Silver into the 5/5 was the play.
So at this point, if you're Jesus, I think every secret condition has been met other than Avenge,
Yes.
I believe.
And-
So you know it's Avenge now, and can
You can play around it a little
and
bit. here.
he finds... Implosion definitely gets punished by Consecrate.
yeah.
But I think you may have to put your opponent on the Consecrate off curve here. Or you can just play Direwolf Alpha and push, I guess, as well.
That's also like goes.
Uh-oh.
So he's not playing around Avenge.
He may swing right into it.
He needs to kill the 2/1 with his 2/3.
Yes, if he wants to properly beat the Avenge, that's the route. He decides to tap. I prefer... I don't know. I guess this makes his board stickier. He does attack the wrong target.
Avenge.
But I do like the idea of going for the board control now. You have
I agree.
Yeah.
You have a position now where you could completely clear the board, and Azu, if you'd have 3 things on board with the hand he has following up, you feel pretty good. Just slight mistake there with what you attack, but I think the idea was right.
So now Solkanar has a couple different possible lines. Consecrate's not going to get him a lot of value. But a True Silver Champion off curve doesn't feel the best either. I'm almost tempted to Hammer of Wrath to continue to try to cycle into better cards.
He's gonna choose to Consecrate.
That's going to give Jesus
don't
2
understand.
more minions to buff with Direwolf Alpha. Or at least 1 more.
Well, this also makes your, I think you feel a lot safer with your Implosion now, too.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
That's something you've, and you're guaranteed to kill the owl with it, too. You're not, you don't have to rely on some kind of RNG with it.
Mhm.
Yeah, I really like the Implosion, and then potentially drop down Direwolf for Egg.
He does go with it. He rolls a perfect 3 opening up for the Direwolf.
He's gonna drop the Direwolf, and he's gonna push damage.
Yeah, he's going to push a lot of damage. Holy cow.
Now this gets, horribly punished if he has another Consecrates, which might be why he's...
Yeah, the egg would protect that board, which it's tough to argue against. You're so far ahead at this point that...
Yeah, I think both are totally fine.
Yeah.
I think I would have gone for the Direwolf just to push the 2 extra damage, because you are really...
Sylvanas comes down.
So, this is lethal for Jesus, is it not? If he trades in 1, maybe not.
3, 4, 5, 6. No.
So if he would have traded in the Direwolf, or if he would have Direwolf last
Is he?
instead of Egg,
Oh, he's trying to do what you already calculated.
Yeah, I believe this is lethal, right? Like if
5,
he
6, 7. Oh yeah, this is actually exact.
he trades in 1 more and then buffs the 2, and then he can also play the Doom Guard with the buff as well.
Oh, I see what you're saying. So you double dip the Direwolf buff with the Charger, is what you're saying.
Which he is going to do.
And that is next level from Jesus.
Well, that would not be needed, but that does give you a little
Oh,
extra.
okay. It wasn't. I was going to say, for Jesus to spot the double dip, I was about to be really impressed.
I am still pretty impressed with how he found that. Like I said, he gets locked in these matches where he just keeps trading and keeps controlling board and like doesn't really. He gets tunnel vision, he doesn't like take the time to check for lethal and stuff like that. So the fact that he just did that, it did impress me.
So, but both of these guys are really quick getting into the next.
And we're going to see
They're just
a
flying.
mage versus a hunter. I believe this is a tempo or casino-oriented mage. And against mid-range hunter, he might have enough time to set up his sick combos and to just end up taking the game.
Yeah,
And with a starting hand like this, he's got to be feeling pretty good.
I think it's slightly favored for the mid-range hunter. but
Especially running Flare.
Yeah, Flare is for sure is a big help, but that's not a very good start.
Jesus throws back the Arcane Blast and gets an unstable portal anyway.
I think I would have liked to see him keep the Arcane Blast. That pretty much kills every Hunter early drop.
He decided to find another Arcane Missile, so he'll be okay.
Jesus is just much better at this game than I am, actually.
Clearly.
He's just clearly much better.
So next turn, I mean, his opponent can't really deal with this. And next turn he can just Apprentice, he can play as many Arcane Missiles as it takes. He can coin Unstable Portal. He has so many options here.
So we haven't seen Solkanar's Warlock yet, but I guess from Solkanar's point of view, he sees his Hunter as having the best chance against whatever mage Jesus is bringing. So I wonder what kind of Warlock Solkanar has, and if that would have been better than the Hunter, or if this is just the best chance he has to beat his mage.
Shout out to Josh Sampson for opening a Nubarak.
Yep, right on stream there, Josh. Attaboy. So if you're Jesus here, I think you have to coin, because with Arcane Missiles you can get rid of those tokens so easy. And so I like the Apprentice coin portal, and if you have to missiles to clear everything off, you just go for it.
Yeah, I like that as well. I like Apprentice coin. He's just going to choose the Unstable Portal.
Yeah, that feels fishy to me.
You have a really good chance here to make use of the Apprentice. And also, other than maybe Eagle Horn, you feel like it's going to be pretty safe next turn as well.
So
he's going to hold the Apprentice.
He is now getting really risky with.
Yep. RNG is going to be big here.
One missile.
And he is not punished at all.
As I said,
Skill Stone, right here, ladies and gentlemen.
Something we mentioned earlier is the Flare getting value against the secrets. Counterspell will counter a Flare.
Yes, which
Flare
effectively kind of cancels out the Flare, except for the card draw aspect.
Correct.
And another win off the Elic for Solkanar pulls a Golden Ram Wrangler.
Which is going to be pretty good for him.
Yeah.
Next turn. Unless Jesus can find another way to clear the board.
So now I'm not seeing any way that you're not playing Apprentice, Mana Worm, and another Arcane Missiles.
I really like that as well.
I think that Apprentice is just so good with Mana Worm because of the buff it gives. It's silly not to take advantage of it if you're going to be playing those spells anyway.
There's also some argument for Defender Vargas, depending on what the missiles do.
Yes. I can see that.
If the missiles, like, I think what you definitely do, well...
But if you're going to missiles, don't you want to buff that second worm?
I would like to buff the second worm, yes, so I would rather honestly see the worm than Arcane Missiles for sure.
He's going to go with Defender.
I think I still want to see the missiles.
Okay, here they come.
Ooh,
and he doesn't hit the lucky roll.
But I think you still push straight.
Oh yeah, you need that 6 damage.
The 3-1.
But at this point, you're running out of steam.
He's out of steam, and not only that, Solkanar has bomb after bomb in his hand. So
interesting.
Solkanar is in a really good spot.
Solkanar went with the Leok over the Houndmaster.
Yeah, I think that's
curious to
bit
me.
Of a misplay.
Because now that Sorcerer's Apprentice kills Leok for free.
Yeah, that's a little bit of a misplay, I think, for sure.
And and Jesus, what a top deck. Well, it's turn 4. You have Shredder. I think you're playing it.
I think you play Shredder. I like this trade.
I like the trade too. You don't want to give up 3-1-1 or 3-2-1 Unleash the Hounds. And he's gonna go with Mana Worm.
Mana Worm and Counterspell. Looks like he might do, which I think is okay.
It would not be punished by Solkanar's current hand. In fact, it may punish him for trying to play another animal companion.
Let's say, in fact, if Solkanar decides if he like top decks a 2-mana minion and decides he wants the animal companion
and Jing Butta opens a Trogzor on stream. We see you, Jing.
Everyone's better at this game than me, and everyone is better at opening packs than I am.
That's why you're in the booth, man. I figured this out about a month ago. That's why we are here, and they are out there.
You know, another thing, last point trading, other than the Unleash, you also saw the Wrangler get drawn. So you know he has that in his hand.
Yeah. Very good point.
That's a great point.
going into
Yeah,
turn 5, yeah.
So you usually don't want to see a boar from web spinner, but right there, that's about as much value as you're gonna ever get.
Mm-hmm.
Web spinner creating a stone tusk boar, and the stone tusk boar just wiping out a 4/1 mana minion that is difficult for the hunters to really take care of.
But the question now is, you're not using your mana efficiently, and you're going to have to take face damage just to remove the top half of a Shredder. That sucks if you're in Solkanar's position. I mean, the play doesn't suck. The feeling behind it sucks. And Jesus finds the Fireball. He is living the dream right now. I think you want to play Counterspell.
Counterspell for sure. You can block removal like Unleash. You can block kill commands potentially or quick shots.
And you're setting up for next turn lethal.
Yeah, I think that's definitely the move to go.
Yeah.
Solkanar finds a creeper, which is relevant because he'll be able to buff it with Houndmaster.
That is relevant.
In usual tempo mage fashion, it's
Oh!
Ooh.
But he goes with the companion, and it is countered. And that is...
That's
It's going to leave Solkanar in a not good position, and it's going to free up Jesus to push the damage he needs. That'll do it. If Jesus spots the Fireball face SM Orc lethal,
So
he's going to wrap this up.
He spotted 3 lethals in a row.
He
He's
is
very, very tempted with the Arcane Blast BM. That's something, his instincts were there, but this is a league match. He's probably wanting to be a little bit more respectful, classy. But you could see the instincts.
Oh, you could see it. He wanted to BM him.
I mean, you say that, but then he also emoted hello as
well,
he's killing him, so...
He was fighting it really hard. He did a good job there. A little bit of it came out, but, it's just his instinct.